And I don't care if it's mama to ass, grandmama, innocent bystanders, little kids, babysitters, bill collectors, whatever. I leave his whole block filled with hot brass if I have to. And you know why? Because I just don't give a fuck.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Elohim Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Recall, Kadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the sincere Alkim, pushing his truth and sincerity, and diligently putting up videos throughout the week, feeding sheep. This is Makwa from the Trump and VA camp, and I'm going to get right into it.
The United States is one presidential signature away from getting a new branch of the military and a huge change for federal workers after Congress passed its annual defense bill Tuesday. The bill, among other things, creates the Space Force and gives all federal workers 12 weeks of paid parental leave.
I look forward to voting to pass the NDAA today by another overwhelming bipartisan vote for our service members and the critical missions they carry out.
The Senate approved the National Defense Authorization Act by a vote of 86-8. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said it's the 59th consecutive year Congress has passed the defense bill. The House approved the bill last week. It took months of negotiations to get the bill to where it is now. The Federal Employee Paid Leave Act was tacked on to the defense bill. Democrats pushed for it in exchange for agreeing to the creation of a Space Force branch of the military. Currently, federal government employees don't have a parental leave policy. It would apply to federal workers with newborns, newly adopted children, or foster children. The $738 billion defense bill also includes a 3.1% pay raise for military personnel, and it would revoke a policy that blocked some Gold Star families from receiving full survivor benefits. The president and lawmakers from both sides have called for the creation of a Space Force.
When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space.
It would be housed within the Air Force. President Trump has said he
American presence in space. We must have
of a Space Force.
When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space.
Defend America from what in space exactly?
Space.
It would be housed within the Air Force. President Trump has said he will sign the legislation once it reaches his desk. The United States is one presidential signature away from getting a...
So it says Senate passes massive bill that creates a U.S. Space Force. It says the United States voted overwhelmingly on Tuesday to pass a $738 billion defense policy bill, sending it to the White House, where President Donald Trump has promised to quickly sign it into law. It is safe to say that many have misgivings about one provision or another, but there are so many other positive provisions in the bill that it is a legislative success that helped the military and the American people, said Democratic Senator Jack Reed. Now, they're trying to wrap the truth up into all this other stuff. Like, yeah, we gave Trump his $738 billion for his Space Force, but look at what we did as well. We're giving the military a raise. We're giving the people time to go home to be with their families. So they try to wrap up this one big thing and sit all these other little ducks in a row in front of it to try to dress it up, make it look good. Like, hey, nothing to see here. How are we spending $738 billion on a Space Force? Like I said, why would you need a Space Force? What forces are coming from space that you got to defend against? You build a wall, because they don't want the so-called Mexicans to come in, right? You build you build you build missile defense systems to protect yourself from missiles. So why do you need a space force? Who are you defending against? And it's obviously a big deal if they put $738 billion into it. See, they didn't want to give Trump his wall because they said that's not necessary. But then they go and sign $738 billion for this, right? So if it was as simple as that, why wouldn't Trump just say, you know what, I want the wall. So give me the funding for the wall and I'll throw in these other little things that you guys claim that y'all want. Because it's bigger than that, okay? First of all, that whole wall is smoke and mirrors. Just like how these other things they put in with the bill is smoke and mirrors. We know that the elites are pulling the strings. And we know that Slocky. We know the elites are pulling the strings, and we know that they're trying to prepare to fight Yahweh Shai and the angels. It says it's one of the few authorization bills that does pass year after year, and that because everyone knows how important it is, it usually doesn't get bogged down. See, that was one of the things that they painted it with: paid parental leave and a pay increase. Trump has crowd about the U.S. Space Force provision, which mostly reorganizes existing personnel into a new branch of the Air Force. The House had passed the idea in previous years under Republican control, only to see it die in the Senate. Yeah, that's pretty much it on this one. But this is why they need that Space Force. Ezekiel 1:16. It says the appearance of the wheels. So this is talking about Ezekiel. He was looking up and seeing the angels, and he seen them in vehicles. It says the appearance of the wheels and their works was like unto the curl of beryl, and they four had one likeness. So they were dark green, and they all looked alike. It says their appearance and their work was as if it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. So now he's describing again more characteristics. It said a wheel in the middle of a wheel. It says they went. It says when they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. So when you see a wheel and it moves, typically it's standing up and it's turning. But Ezekiel said, nah, it wasn't standing and turning. It was on all fours and it didn't turn at all. This is basically describing a wheel object sliding back and forth. It says, as for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four. So right here, this is obviously talking about lights. He's talking about lights on the outside of the chariot. Okay, and what it's describing here are the so-called UFOs. Because when you look into the creation of War of the Worlds, I believe the director said he got the idea from the Bible. Let's go over here. Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, that is glorious in his apparel? So it says, who's come from Edom with dyed garments? So this is talking about Yahweh Shai coming from Edom, because he's going to be laying Esau's armies to waste. He's going to be destroying it. Tell you that, and I believe in 2nd Esdras the 13th chapter, I believe, 13 or 14th chapter, goes into the destruction of Esau's armies by the hand of Yahweh Shem Shai, Yahweh Shai, and the angels. And this is what Esau is seeing. So he's getting scared. He's trying to get his forces ready. It says that is glorious in his apparel, traveling, and the greatness of his strength. Talking about he's coming with all the other angels. As I that speak in righteousness, mightiness to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in a wine fat. Let me see if I can look this up real quick. So you see right here in this picture, people stepping in grapes, and it literally looks like there's blood on their legs. So it says, verse 2, wherefore art thou red, and so I goes on 3. It says, I'll try the winepress alone. Effect 2. This is wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garment like him that treadeth in the wine fat. So it says his garment is like this is a symbol for all the blood that's going to be shed, that he's going to leave in his wake. I have tried it the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain on my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. So Yahweh Shem Shai is constantly thinking about the destruction he's going to lay on this place, and to come back to get his redeemed, whom he died for, the elect. Let's go over here. Isaiah 66:15. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. To go that fury again. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh Shem Shai plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. So the slain shall be many. And this is what, like I said, this is what Esau is seeing, and he is shaking in his boots. He don't want no problems. Matter of fact, I'm gonna come back to this. I just thought about something. Cause I remember Trump said something about watch this.
Trump about reports of UFO sightings, and the president for the first time spoke about being briefed on this subject.
You and I, we know we disagree about that, but we have a whole day ahead to go on this. Before we go, one of the things you have as president is the access to all the information in the world, all the mysteries out there. And I was just struck in the last couple of weeks, we're reading more and more reports of Navy pilots seeing lots and lots of UFOs. Have you been briefed on that? What do you make of it?
I think it's probably... I want them to think whatever they think. They do say, I mean, I've seen and I've read and I've heard, and I did have one very brief meeting on it, but people are saying they're seeing UFOs. Do I believe it? Not particularly.
Do you think you'd know if there were evidence of extraterrestrials?
Well, I think our great pilots would know. And some of them really see things that are a little bit different than in the past. So we're going to see. But we'll watch it. You'll be the first to know.
Trump is a damn liar. He said you don't believe. These niggas believe. Let's see. This was June 15th. So we're in December. So about 6 months later, and all of a sudden now they making space forces. Okay. It says Revelation 14:20, and the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress even unto the horse's bridle. So the blood that's going to be spilt when Yahushua comes back is going to be basically up to a horse's chest, and the horses are tall. Let's see how tall a horse is. So horses are 6 feet. So it's probably about what? Probably about 5 feet of blood all over, just a pool of it. That's a lot of blood. Like the scriptures say, the slain of the Lord shall be many. Like I said, these Edomites are shaking in their boots. They're shaking in their boots. Job 18:11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. And this is going on right now. Terror, where the terrors that we speak of Yahweh Shemi Shai, and them actually seeing the chariots. It says shall make him afraid. It says shall drive him to his feet, and this is why he's trying to make that space for us. Okay, he's trying to prepare for Yahweh Shemi Shai, but we know it ain't going to work. They're going to be destroyed. But with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal, Kadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity, and diligently putting the videos up throughout the week to feed the sheep. Adawam, Ratazah, Atham, Yakal, Shalawam.